Welcome to the best interview ever. I'm Nic Guastella, and I am here with the esteemed voice actor behind Legoshi of Beastars. It's Jonah Scott, everybody.
Hey, guys.
Wow.
Oh, woo, am I right?
Please. Yeah, raucous applause from my single producer.
Woo.
And I do mean single.
Oh.
Anyway, sorry about that. Love you. Love you to the moon and back. Don't mean to put you on blast.
You won't be lonely forever. We're going to help you out.
Oh, if there's one thing that we're going to do by the end of this interview with Jonah Scott, it's get my producer coupled. Okay. Have you ever cosplayed as Legoshi before?
I've cosplayed. I've had. We actually have a fursuit maker made a fursuit of Legoshi for me, and they gave it to me at a convention, and it's really well done. There's pictures of it all over online.
Amazing.
But yeah, it's nice to just have the head on, and then you can put whatever else you want on and be.
Is the con experience and like the fan interaction experience? I know it's such a big part of the voice actor life, and it's like its own lifestyle. Yeah. Really, is that super fulfilling to you? Like both having that be a part of your career, but also like just to receive such nice gifts and stuff like that from
Absolutely.
fans.
I think that's kind of where we sit in the industry. We are accessible to the fans. We make ourselves known, and then we go to these conventions. And I grew up going to conventions all the time. I would go and I waited in line for 2 hours to meet Matthew Mercer. Like it's part of the entire environment, and getting people to come up in fursuits. Those things are hot. Those things are heavy, and conventions are also hot and can be smelly and stuff like that. So having people come up and wait in line for me, wearing all that gear and cosplay, and I've done that too. So I know it's really, it speaks to how much they care about it, and I just want to be there for the fans and make sure that they take a good experience away.
That's so awesome. I've noticed in my coverage of like LA Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con, I got introduced to this whole new aspect of cosplay. The cosplayer's partner, who is just toting, like Death Stranding.
They're the manager. They got the big ruck on.
Yeah.
They're the cosplay repairman.
They're just happy to be there. Yeah. It's like some of the most supportive. Drew, keep an eye out on this. It's some of the most supportive partnership. It's some of the most important.
Start cosplaying, Drew.
Yeah. Some really supportive partners. Like and we are in. We're humming.
We are humming.
Okay. Woo! Okay, so now we know what we're dealing with from a volume. Okay, so we're just gonna jump into it.
Okay, let's do it.
This is good.
It's happening, guys.
This is basically Hot Ones, but instead of wings, it's like beats of an airbrush.
Yeah.
So we have a lovely makeup artist here.
Alexxis is awesome.
Alexxis is awesome. She got you, pre-show, got you nice and moisturized.
Oh yeah.
How are you doing? You feel like you can answer questions?
Yeah, actually. Smells kind of nice. It's like cinnamon. Vanilla. Yeah, it's a bit of vanilla. Yeah, that's really nice.
That's incredible. Okay, so this is basically like a spa treatment.
Yeah.
But you're going to become a bit of a humanoid wolf during the process.
I will be anthropomorphized.
So I'm curious, what's your favorite Beastars moment as you are now like entering physically the character? Let's mentally trace back to the series. What's the moment you get most nostalgic for in the series?
So in season 1, there's we work in a vacuum when we do anime dubs, and in season 1 near the end, no major spoilers or anything, but in localization we have to kind of like take there's not a whole lot of like transliteration. It's a lot of like adaptation and figuring out what exactly you mean when they say this in Japanese or whatever other language. And there was an instance where Legoshi says in the Japanese, like, ski des, which means, I like you, I have affection towards you, right? But I knew that would not, like, land with a lot of people. So the director and I, we had a conversation, and we talked. And we were like, so I think Legoshi in this moment, because it's a big confessional thing, right? He's running up to the person that he's, lusted after for quite some time and has been like, hemming and hawing with his emotions and trying to overcome his instincts. And it's like, no, he's saying, I love you. This is a big ramp up. He's literally climbing stairs as he's going to this woman and trying to confess himself to her. And instead of saying I like you, which would just fall like a wet blanket on people.
Yeah, it'll be like a Boy Meets World crush, I suppose. But this is a Cory and Topanga moment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is his the denouement of the first season. So like he comes up and says, "Because I love you." Why are you doing this stuff? It's not because I like you. It's because I love you. And I feel like one of the things that I'm most proud of in the show is being able to bring that like English realism over to it and make it really like.
And did you advocate for that change?
Oh, absolutely.
That's really cool. Does that happen often in the recording process? Like
it does.
Input of what Legoshi might be saying.
If you know the character, if you know the property, and if you work together, the major thing you got to do is there's 3 people that are working on a show while you're working on it. It's you, it's the engineer, and it's the director. And you have to talk to everybody, and maybe a producer, right? So you have to talk to everybody and actually have a dialogue and a discourse about where everything is going. And
does it taste like vanilla too?
No. But yeah, you have a dialogue and a discourse, and you have to like all agree on it, and you have to like bring your reasonings and have a discussion about it. And it's never one person dictating the whole thing. It's how are we making this art together? I always say that, like, voice acting is a we, us, our art as much as theater is. Right?
Love that. And you have a huge theater experience.
Oh yeah,
too.
my education background entirely is musical theater. So that's how I cut my teeth. That's how I learned the community of all of this stuff. And the one thing I try and do with voiceover is bring as much theater over to VO and anime and video games as possible. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Beastars and a lot of these anime properties too, like I feel like lend themselves to the sort of melodrama that is symbiotic with your theater experience. Like you can play to the back row.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I feel like that's a really good way to put it, man. The projection that you have to have in VO, there's a butter zone that you have to kind of.
Is that a real term?
The butter zone? I guess. I heard it on TV one time, and
that
I just
sounds
kind of adapted
amazing.
Into my vernacular.
Welcome to the butter zone.
The butter zone. But I was. You got to occupy this area where it's just dialed up enough because it's animation. But if you take it, that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. If you take it back
that's
down,
like a sound bath.
You can still like live in that cinematic grounded zone and live in that area and have it sound really filmic and real, but still lend itself to the animation.
And Beastars is I'm like picturing now you in that sort of intimate sound booth setting with the director, engineer, maybe a producer. Beastars is such a beautiful and big production, but then you have this sort of like DIY theater energy in that.
Yeah.
Is that like, was that something you anticipated coming into the VA world, or was that like sort of a pleasant surprise stumbling into the VA space of like, oh wow, this is sort of like me and my fellow thespians like doing a devised piece or something like that.
That's exactly it. I wanted to bring all of the theater knowledge that I had, and knowing the story of Beastars, I knew that it was going to be. I knew it was like a Buildings Roman. It was a coming of age story. It was this guy dealing with his like instincts and his emotions of like a roiling teenage body, but like. It's an anime, right? At its core. And the one thing that really helped me going into it was knowing how they produced the whole thing. Because Takahiro Kobayashi, who plays Legoshi in Japanese, and his whole cast, everybody, the ensemble cast that is Beastars, filmed everything on a soundstage first.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
so it was its own play.
Yeah,
basically.
it was essentially its own play. I kind of mourn the fact that we weren't able to do that because we don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to make this stuff happen. But like, how do you? The struggle is. How do you bring that, realism that they were able to get with like God mics and lavs and booms and then just filming everything as you blocking it. My co-star Griffin Poitou actually came over to my. I was talking about this earlier. The living room that I was living in, and we blocked out what we did because we were both theater actors.
So you were still couch surfing in Van Nuys when you booked Beastars?
Yeah, at this point I was couch surfing in Sherman Oaks.
But still in the valley, just one town over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he came over, and this was like me and him, our first big thing, and we knew we were going to play opposite each other, and we knew each other like fairly personally. And I'm just like, hey man, do you want to come over? And because we were wide-eyed, we didn't know exactly how the industry worked, and we didn't do a whole lot of work yet, so we blocked out a scene, just like it is in the manga, for like how we were going to perform things, and even though we weren't going to be together in the booth, we were just like, we need a safety vest for this because we're so nervous. Let's just latch on to theater really quick. Get over here, and then I'll feel better about going into my first session knowing that I kind of know what you're going to do, and we've rehearsed this a little bit, even though you can't do that. That
is so magical to me. Like, I wish you guys were rolling or something. Like the reference footage or something, because that sounds so magical. And having watched the series since it has come out, like, to know that that's its origins, at least for the dub, makes it just like a really fascinating watch. So if you know, depending on when the last time you watched Beastars Season 1, guys, revisit it and watch it knowing that it was blocked in a living room in Sherman Oaks.
Stepping over, like literally stepping on where I lay my head to sleep. So like, you know, we put the dues in, blood, sweat, and tears. Go watch Beastars, please. It's very good.
Question about this experience that's happening right now.
Okay, all right.
Because it's kind of giving like Sweeney Todd right now.
Okay. I wish I could see what I look like, but I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it.
You've just got the pale beat right now.
Fun fact.
And your hair is very Sweeney length, I would say.
I did, early in college, I did a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and I was Wonka.
Amazing.
And the stylization of the whole thing was the Johnny Depp version, where he's like super pale and he's got like the bob cut and everything. And I came across an old picture of myself doing that on Facebook, and I was like, oh my God, this is horrendous. I can't believe they like forced me into this and made me look like I was a ghost. I looked like I was haunting the theater. But I also did, like in the same vein of makeup, I was the wolf in Into the Woods in a production of Into the Woods.
Sort of premonition.
Yeah, honestly, I was when we were talking
also another
about
Johnny Depp character.
Yeah, exactly, fucking crazy. But I was like, I'm gonna be sitting there because I would show up like 3 hours before we were supposed to like do dress rehearsal and whatever, and I got to know the makeup artist really well, and that was really fun.
Better than you know Alexxis, or?
Unfortunately, yes. Oh man,
we just met.
Yeah, we just met like 20 minutes ago. But
when she moisturized your face,
that was great.
That's a great way. What a meet cute, by the way.
Do you do like home visits? I mean, yeah. But yeah, it's premonition to this. A lot of prosthetics though.
So is this sort of a little nostalgic for you right now? This
Honestly,
moment
yeah,
of
man.
like kind of gabbing and like if I
turn your head to the left, turn your head to the right.
Yeah.
Close your eyes.
Yeah.
Do the funky chicken.
Yeah. Play Bunny or something.
Yeah.
So since you're a classically trained musical theater kid, now adult, what would you say is, first of all, I'm curious, what's your favorite musical? What's your dream role? Have you played it already?
I haven't got, well, I think I did get to play my dream role, and I realized what my dream role was while I was playing it. I was
Gorgeous.
in a production of the opera Pirates of Penzance.
I was in Pirates
Really?
of Penzance.
Who were you?
Yeah, I was the modern major general.
Oh my
in
gosh!
college,
Okay, I was Frederick. I was the lead tenor.
Yeah.
But it's so fun because it hit a lot of it scratched a lot of my like personal interest in history and comedy, and you know it's a rarity to get like a popular English-speaking opera.
Yes, and it's so surprising. I don't know if this was your experience while you were playing Frederick, but I remember my company when we were playing it, not my company, but like the student company of Edward R. Murrow's Pirates of Penzance. We had this sort of realization during the run of the show that we were like, this is hilarious and timeless in a way that we didn't even realize. Like the audience feedback is what let us sort of clued us into being like, oh, this is hilarious.
That line is a joke.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we can play that up a little bit.
Yeah. Such a great role. That's so awesome. We actually, previous guest of the show has played Frederick in Pirates of Penzance.
Oh my gosh, amazing.
Too. Yeah.
That and like I've done like Porgy and Bess was fun. I was just in the ensemble for that. I love classic musicals like Guys and Dolls, Oklahoma. Just the things that you do as a BFA musical theater student. But I also really liked, because in college we had senior plays, and all the writing students would write a play, like a one act, and then they would cast it themselves and get that together. And that was something that I really, really enjoyed, because that fostered like inward community creativity in a way that like, you know, you just don't get nowadays, because in college, and this is something that kind of pivoted me over to voice acting rather than going to Broadway, which I thought I was going to do, was the ability for you to work with people inwardly and creatively and not have so much like financial weight on it.
Yes.
Because like those musicals on Broadway are hundreds of millions of it's a
And as soon as you open, you're like, we need to make X amount of money every day or we will not have a job next month.
And if the reviewer doesn't like you as a lead, or you get like either the show gets a bad review, or you are, you know, even in the audition process, you're wearing the wrong shoes, get out of here. Like you're wearing the wrong tie, get out of here. But in VO, I was able to channel all the like vocal education that I had from theater and like, you know, singing and stuff, and make it so that I was pretty much a ghost. And if I didn't get cast, I just didn't get an email back, right? And I could just keep, you know, go walk my dog or play video games or something, right? And I didn't have to worry about driving to the next borough to get another audition for
the
some
mortifying ordeal of being perceived by someone who doesn't even want to look at you.
Exactly. And they know, and they don't know what they want until they actually see it. So it's just like, am I just going to be here? I'm in a room with 9 guys that look exactly like me. So what are the odds, you know?
Right.
But in VO, I have such a unique voice that I'm able to leverage that. And then when people get to, I think one of my strongest suits when I'm doing voiceover is I'm just a nice guy. Like I'm easy to work with. I get in, I have fun, I make it fun for everyone involved. And
Alexxis, do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank God. All right, sweet. I'm glad. But yeah, I think that's one of my strengths, is that I'm here to create and have fun and make some art and make people feel things.
Right, and at the end of the day, it sounds like you show up with the right mentality of like, we're all here to make this the best thing possible.
Yeah, one of my good friends who is currently working in the industry as a writer and as an actor, their name is Nic Guastella. They are the person whose floor I slept on when I moved out here, and they always say, "Are we trying to make good art now? Are we trying to make good anime? Are we trying to make a good video game?" And that's like how they start their day. And the answer is always yes. We're trying to make something good. We're not
what
trying
a good
to
practice.
Yeah, exactly.
I did some research on you. It sounds like you've had a bunch of odd jobs in the past.
Yeah.
Roofing?
I did black tar roofing at my university for a week in summer, and I realized that my tiny frail body is not built for that. So it was like 105 degrees. It was like that scene in Shawshank Redemption where they're black tar roofing, and I'm just like, can I get a beer or something? Can I get some hydration? I wasn't prepared. I didn't have water. I was like, and by the time I got out of there, I had the most wicked sunburn I'd ever had in my entire life, just because I wasn't like protecting myself in the hot Kentucky
literally
heat.
on tar,
where it's like the UV light is like a magnet. But I quit after like a week.
I was going to ask, was it a week because you quit, or was
Absolutely.
it just one roof
No,
that you did over a week?
Because university, they are buku bucks, and they were always building new buildings, so there was always some odd jobs for students on campus to have, and I drew the short straw, thinking that I was going to be red-blooded American male doing black tar roofing, and I just realized I was a theater student.
Right, you basically read the casting breakdown.
Yeah, and it's like, I could do that. Yeah, I am not built for this.
Okay, early 20s, strapping young man. And you're like, do you need a tenor? They're like,
exactly.
Please just apply to roofing.
Can I use this as a prop and sing with my black tar or anything, maybe?
So you have also, in my research, it's come up a lot. And you know, this is one of my favorite parts about the series: how Beastars and the professional nature of the characters lends itself to explorations of identity that maybe become more accessible, more palatable than the naked eye would assume.
Absolutely.
And you also are a VTuber.
Oh yeah.
Under the name Alphonse McKenzie.
Yep.
And I'm wondering if you feel the same way about, exploration of identity and that sort of flexibility in the VTuber space.
Yeah, exploration of identity is a really good way to put it. I became a VTuber because I realized in like 4 or 5 years of voice acting, as lucky as I have been in casting, as kind as everybody has been to work with me and create this art, these characters that we voice aren't ours. Characters that we play, we don't own, right? And contrary to what people like on the internet will think, we can't really do whatever we want, and the modern media landscape kind of demands that you also be a content creator in some way, or an influencer in some way.
I can't relate.
So the idea of having a character that I owned, that was mine, and like a story that I could make and create, in a world that I could kind of like, you know, bubble over the remaining creativity I couldn't put into like voiceover or acting or anything like that.
Right, that self-realized idea space, basically.
Yeah, was an incredible realization, and the reason I made Alphonse was he's a distillate of a bunch of characters that I had voiced up until that point. So I got a character designer, I got like a bunch of artists together, and I'm like, hey, I want to be a VTuber, but I want it to sound like I'm not like putting on a voice. So can we take these characters that I had voiced and take a few design philosophies from them and like mix and match, pick and put, and make this like Frankenstein guy that we can smooth over and like visually make him visually appealing. And what came out the other end was Alphonse McKenzie, who is the best big brother you never had. And I voice a lot of older brother characters, paternal characters, the low risk brother that's like, hey, let's go play paintball in the woods, or let's go buy GTA, don't tell mom, we'll let you play it, that sort of thing. So that's his whole vibe. And I've been a streamer for 10 years, so it was a short jump. And being able, and knowing all these artists that I do, because as a voice actor, we commission all the art that we like sign and take to conventions with us. So knowing a bunch of artists, I was able to get him and make it really real, and make him rigged, and make him work and move with my face. And he just looks like a character that I would voice. It just comes out. I don't put on a voice or anything on the stream. It's just me talking, and it just works.
And you're a D&D player, right?
Oh yeah.
Have you ever played as Alphonse?
I haven't. I have DM'd as Alphonse, because on every Friday that we have free, because the final boss of D&D is scheduling.
Absolutely.
But I play with a bunch of other voice actors on my stream, and those voice actors are also, you know, they have avatars, and we on certain Fridays get together, and Alphonse is the DM. I don't do it in character, obviously, because it's just me doing it.
Right.
But yeah, I had never thought about that, but maybe I'll try.
What would his build be, do you think? What would his class?
I think he'd be a bard, because Alphonse's whole thing is that he's the lead singer of a metal band called Midnight Howl, which is funny enough. I'm going to get wolf stuff. But they're an actual band. We have a band. It's a real band, an in-universe band. We have an album on Spotify out that's all original.
Oh my gosh.
I sing on it. I do all the drums on it. Yeah. Okay.
Do you want to do it?
I don't know what you want me to do.
Oh, it's a lash curler.
Oh, cool.
Amazing.
How do I look? Is it good?
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
You look beautiful, darling. So the veil is thin between you and Alphonse.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I kind of, and it's an outlet for me to make, I can be a little bit more crude, a little bit more crass than like a Disney presenting actor or something like that should be. My safety net there is that if it takes more than 3 clicks for you to figure out who I am, then I should be okay, because what producer is going to go and click more than 3 times, right? They got stuff to do, right? They got a big schedule. But I also can leverage that into like, things like IP development, and like we're doing a graphic novel about him and everything, so that we can have other things at my table at a convention to like get people interested and involved in. And it's kind of like a love letter to content creation and where the industry is going now, where the media landscape is, and it's just been a really nice to have my own character.
Also, not to put you in the butter zone.
Oh yeah.
But it sounds like it's also a love letter to yourself and the things you like about the career you've had so far.
Oh
and
yeah.
The things that you bring to the table.
It's the graphic novel, the VTuber, the music and everything. It's kind of what I wanted out of the industry, and it's like my dad, who pretty much raised me, instilled in me this like love of rock and roll, this like the kindness, the pay it forwardness. Like an incredible role model, and he had like this encyclopedic knowledge. He himself was like a punk rocker in the mid '80s in like the Midwest, over in like Illinois and Cincinnati, where I'm from, Chicago, that whole thing, and he played in a band called Foreign Film, and he was the bassist. But he told me stories about that all the time, and I was like, man, I'm an actor, but I
I'm like, I have to do his lip.
I'm an actor, but I really wanted to experience that. That was like a fun like fiction that I wanted to live in, and it's hard to do that for real, like get a band together and make it all, and then like go and play shows and stuff when I'm working so much. So I'll just have this small fictional universe that I get to do that in.
Jonah, quick, ask me a question so Alexxis can do your lip. Ask me a question.
Where did you get your sunflower shirt?
I got this sunflower shirt from ASOS. I got it before I went to London to surprise my sister for the birth of her first child. She lives in London, and we've always shared a connection with sunflowers. There were a lot growing up in a house, like outside a house where we used to spend our summers, and I just thought it would be like a cozy, nice thing to wear when I surprised a very pregnant sister of mine.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Way to go! A little ventriloquist action here.
Yeah, very,
I didn't know I had that in me.
very ventriloquist core. Thank you for such a thoughtful question.
Yeah, of course. It's a beautiful shirt.
Thank you. If you had to walk, now again, you don't know what you look like.
I have no idea what is going on here. I have just had oils, creams, and aerosolizations applied. So.
What's the name of the metal band?
Midnight Howl.
This is very Midnight. I think you're ready to rock on with Midnight Howl. Like if Midnight Howl had a Kiss beat sort of situation, this would be very that.
Album cover right here.
If you had to walk into an audition looking exactly like this, again, you don't know what you look like. What do you think would be the most appropriate type of role to go out for?
Oh my gosh, I honestly think like a rock star or something like that would be kind of fun. I hope whoever you probably make less money on the gig than what it costs to get the makeup on. So it better be good and better be a sure thing. I imagine a rock star or something like that, or maybe a conservationist. I really love wolves. I really love wolves, and I just needed you to see my face too. So no fursuit or anything like that. Just you got to be expressive here. We got to make sure that you.
And that sounds interesting. You really love wolves.
I do like wolves. Yeah.
Was that a pre-Beastars thing because of Into the Woods and stuff? Or?
I guess I've always kind of had an affinity for wolves. A buddy of mine worked at a wolf conservation a nature reserve. So he would always send me pictures of him playing with the wolves and videos and stuff like that. And they are like big dogs, but they are wild animals. Mm-hmm. I think we're going to be doing another thing too, where I'm going to go to another wolf conservation area, and maybe I'll actually get to pet a wolf. That would be cool. But I will be real, scared shitless, because they're beasts. They are. There's a reason the fiction with them is so fierce and storied and
right, and so far-reaching. Like they've been telling tales of how scary wolves are for as long as they've been stories.
The mythos
basically.
surrounding those canines is insane and deserves that respect. But also, it does deserve to be conserved. And like timber wolves and gray wolves, they've been bordering on extinction for some time. So it's good that they are getting the attention that they deserve now.
You mentioned that you were a massive fan of the original Dying Light before voicing the lead.
I think I had
sequel.
like 400 hours in it or something like that.
What was that like? It honestly, as I am interviewing you here and now, it feels like you've had like the universe rolling out the carpet for you as you walk it. Like maybe you don't see the carpet, but it's slowly unraveling as you walk it. Like, did that just feel like the most magical moment landing that part?
Well, my maxim for like getting roles and like the number go up kind of it all is luck is a combination of being prepared and being skilled, and then having the opportunity kind of like coincide with that. So a combination of preparedness and skill, and then having something in front of you that can be like, oh, I can actualize on this, right? Dying Light was like that, where I had my, I've studied acting for 15 years, right? And I've done theater, and I'm a classically trained musical theater actor, and like I have these skills, this incredible lexicon that I have, just practiced for over and over and over again with some of the best actors that I know. And moving out to LA, not booking anything for years, having that basically fall in my lap. It was a friend of mine, another VO friend of mine, who was directing like scratch vocals for the game. At the time, I think it was called Project Pinhead was the working title of it. And I was a huge Dying Light fan. I love Roger Craig Smith. Shout out to he does Sonic and he's Ezio and he's Batman. He's a bunch of other fantastic characters, and he's been acting longer than I've been alive, I think. But he was the main character in the first game. And I was like, oh my God, this guy knows what he's doing. I played games that were like first-person, single-story, narrative-driven games like BioShock and growing up. And I'm like, I want to do that. That would be really cool. So I kind of played that game and studied it, and I love the mechanics of parkour, and the whole the fear of it comes from you being able to like run away from these zombies that you know are chasing you, but you can look back and you can look and see them and flash them with a UV light and they'll like get stunned and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed that. But I got the sides for Pinhead, and I'm like, this is directly referencing characters from Dying Light. I know this is the Dying Light sequel, and I went to my my director friend and I'm like, hey, this is the Dying Light sequel, right? This is Techland and everything. And he's like, yeah. So I came up with a plan with him, because we were doing all this stuff out of my closet. There was no studio involved for the scratch.
But we have graduated from the floor and the couch. You
yes,
have a closet
we are now,
which is huge.
It's got clothes in it and everything, I promise. But I was recording everything in my closet, and I talked to him, and we kind of like had this strategy where it's like, yeah, I am going to try and pitch myself as much as I can. I'm going to advocate for myself within reason. I'm not going to overstep. I'm not going to go above anybody, but I'm going to, in earnest, hey, I think I'm one of the best people for this job right now. And sure, that's what we did. We would go in and do scratch vocals. I would show them what I could do, and the narrative director was like, yeah, you're good, you know what you do. And we finished the scratch, and I didn't hear anything for a year. And then I heard back from the director friend of mine. He's like, yeah, they're going to go and cast a wider net. So unfortunately, you're probably not going to voice this character. So I was like legit super bummed. It was like the first time I cried about a role, because I had like projected myself onto that character so much.
And you had this edge of knowing, like you knew that.
Yeah, and I knew the story, I knew the genre, I know games. Like it was something that I have an instinct for, you could say. And I
sort of wolvish,
almost like a canine instinct for being able to get that down. But I got an email after my career continued. I booked Beastars, and I was just like, I have to just forget about this, because there's no way that this is actually going to happen. They're casting a wider net, and I know, again, there's like 10 guys on my hands that I could count right now that'll do just as good a job, if not a better job, than I would have. So that's a loss. It's okay. This is part of the industry. I get an agent after that. Ben Diskin, actually, Emmy Award-winning voice actor Ben Diskin, who's a good friend of mine, got me my agent. And he walked me in and was like, yeah, you should just audition this guy because he's good. But I booked it. I got my agent, and my career continued after that. And then I get an email from my game agent, and they're like, what is Dying Light 2? What is Techland? And I'm like, why? I may or may not voice the main character in that. What's going on? They're like, clear up your schedule for like the next 6 months, because I think they want you in this game. And it was a very like soft sell for my agent, because they were just like, oh, this is a request. But I was like, I did a backflip, dude. I shrieked like a little girl for like, joy, because they finally, it was actualized. And I went into the session for the first time. I brought cupcakes with me.
You were like the soccer mom of the project,
dude.
now.
I want the air that I want to project is like, when we bring Jonah in, everybody has fun. Everybody enjoys the job a little bit more. It's like the rising tide is going to lift the ships for a few hours, and then if he leaves, okay, well, let's bring him back. But I brought cupcakes, and then I got into the session in the studio with the director. Incredible director, Keith Farley, who has directed so much stuff in gaming, and he's a fantastic talent. Go see Bat Boy the Musical if you haven't.
I've heard great things about
he's heavily involved in that. But I talked to the narrative director, and the one thing that I will always remember as an actor is he was like, we auditioned thousands of guys.
I mean, it was a year in between, so they literally must have gone on a worldwide search for this person, right? Oh, you're getting the lift done. I was like, did I say something wrong?
No, he's being so nice to me. 2 more seconds and he's done.
No, it's coming together.
I'm still very excited to see what this looks like. But yeah, we have auditioned thousands of guys, and you're our Aiden. And I was like, oh my God. I did. I teared up in the booth because I'm a little bitch. But I started crying. And
We're
I was like,
crying
oh
here.
my God. Okay, good. I was beside myself because they believed in me. They wanted me back. They knew I could do this. And then, after my first session, we got flown out to Poland. And we got to tour their campus in Poland. I got to, have authentic Polish food. I got a little tour.
And that's that donut difference. You
Yeah,
brought
exactly.
The donuts.
See, that's what happens. We got to bring the cupcakes and make sure that everybody cares about you. But yeah, I want to do something like that again. I feel like I have built myself up as an actor. I have gotten better at what I do, and being able to be in that position again to kind of be the protagonist, let that story, help tell that kind of story would be sick. But I wouldn't be surprised if I don't get to do that again because it felt once in a lifetime when I was doing that.
I have an inkling that the best is yet to come for you, Jonah.
Thanks, man.
I'm going to ask you a totally out of pocket
Let's do it.
thing. Okay. On August 29th, 2022, you tweeted just the word "come."
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, sure.
Thoughts?
So that was at a period in my life when I was trying to be a little bit, spontaneous and wild. I also didn't really social media is just kind of a way for me to just vomit words and stuff like that. And I'm a what are they called? Meme lords. I'm perpetually, if not terminally, online. And
we love a shit post around here.
that's kind of my bread and butter. That's kind of how I like people.
That's your butter zone.
That's my butter zone. Is the shit posting. And I would post all sorts of videos of me. I reacted to thirst tweets of anime characters that I voiced.
That's so funny.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do another one of those soon. But I did all sorts of I would go into VR chat with a Legoshi avatar and do the voice and screw with people.
Amazing.
But that was part of my shitlord, my meme lord shitpost era.
My shitlord meme post.
And I just you see tweets that are screenshotted and it's just the word "come" and it's people look at that. That's got 100,000 likes.
Yeah.
I can tweet the word "come." That's not hard. Let's put that out there. Let's see the word.
C-U-M.
Yeah, easy. But yeah, there was no purpose behind that.
So it wasn't an Easter egg.
No, it was just me. It was Jonah Scott tweeting the word "come." Thank you, Disney, for letting me work for you.
Hey, that was a whole
that was
presidential
a different
term
me.
ago.
I've learned. Yeah, it was a whole presidential term ago. I've learned more about myself and the community. So come.
so with that, come.
Yeah.
I don't know if we do. Alexxis, do we have a mirror?
Yeah, I have a mirror.
We're ready.
Is this happening?
We're
Okay.
ready for it's sort of giving the new revival of Cats.
Oh, great! Release the butthole cut.
If we release the butthole cut of Beastars.
I love it. I look jellical. I do.
Yeah, it's a jellicle Legoshi, I think.
Jellical Legoshi. That's fun. You can say that 5 times fast. This is
After
great.
The base, the airbrush got clogged, so I had to do the rest in eyeshadow and improvise. So I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
You look great. I look like I'm just getting back from the Ren Fair or something.
Yeah, which is happening.
It is happening. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't stop.
Yeah, please. Let's get a shot from behind of Jonah looking.
Mewing?
Yeah. And then gazing into the mirror.
What have I become?
You want me to put the mirror a little?
Who am I? No, it's better when it's dirty.
Yeah.
Who am I?
Hey, and I can't stress it enough. Drew
Who are
is
you?
single.
This is incredible. I've never had something so wild happen,
Yeah, can we get some of those trademark Beastars nose exhales?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure the mic is picking that up.
The anime, my joke about anime is that, one, do they have a nose? Because a lot of the time, they don't really, it's like a little beep,
Yeah,
there you
it's
go. And two, the easiest way to add realism to something is just to breathe. And in anime, how often do you hear a character breathe through their nose? And so when you're watching an anime dub and you hear somebody breathe through their nose, there's something weird in your primal simian brain that's wait a second. yeah, that's a real person. That's something that I can make a connection there. It's not just a cartoon character.
Do you have any other little hacks like that when it comes to voice acting and like humanizing a digital or animated character?
Yeah, like breath is huge. If you get the opportunity, because you act in a box when you're in anime, but like in video games, you're able to kind of expand that box a little bit more, and especially if you can't see the character, like in Dying Light 2, where you're just a first-person protagonist, breathing, and the game relies heavily on like inhales and exhales, because the main character uses an inhaler for a lot of like power-ups and stuff like that. So, and I have asthma, so I was wheezing and stuff like that actually in the booth, not like really wheezing, but I'm like, I know how this sounds. I can make this sound really good. Yeah.
Did you bring your inhaler in the booth ever?
Oh, I bring my inhaler everywhere. It's in my bag. It's everywhere.
Hey, he always got that thing on
I stay
him.
strapped. He says with this ridiculous thing.
Really intimidating, depending on what alley you're walking down. You know, like this would not be.
I would be avoided if I was walking Van Nuys 10:30 p.m. They would avoid me.
Yeah.
This is my pepper spray.
You got that. And what is airbrushed makeup if not the pepper spray, an aesthetic pepper spray?
And it smells like vanilla.
Yeah.
It's great. It's
Amazing.
quite good.
So
yeah, breath, and then there's a thing in VO called pre-life and post-life. So because we are acting in a box a lot of the time, you have to like, what am I thinking or doing before the line, and then what am I thinking or doing after the line? So instead of saying like, I need to do this, right? There's a difference between I need to do this and I need to do this. There's a lot of air there, right? And there's a lot of like, there's presence
literally just
there.
got chills. my DP is just like his eyes just rolled.
And it's as simple as that. It's not like, we're not going to Juilliard or anything. There's no Meisner technique or whatever. It's just living as if in a moment, as my acting teacher would say.
Love that. So, $200 couch surfer.
Sure.
Breaking the couch.
Yep.
Now.
And then my friends would come over, play D&D on that couch, and then fart on that couch, and then I have to sleep on that couch, knowing that they had farted on that couch.
Yeah.
So I'm lucky I didn't get pink eye. But.
Yeah, I bet it held a lot in it. I bet
it was memory foam. It held all sorts of stuff in there.
Yeah, and not memory foam in the furniture sense. It was just foam that has memories.
It has many memories.
Yeah, it was sentient foam. So when you finally broke it, I imagine it was like kind of being put out of its misery.
Oh yeah, we broke it, and then we were just like, we'll just lay it flat on the ground and live bohemian. It's fine.
Yeah, it's the valley.
Yeah, you put in your dues.
So all that experience to where you are now, at cons, being gifted things from fans, being thirsted after online. If you, as the moving to LA with $200 in your pocket, couch surfer, saw you right now, both in how much you've accomplished and also this face full of makeup, what would they say? Would they go, this is exactly where I wanted to be?
He would say, fuck off, I'm gonna go play League of Legends. That's what he's gonna do. I didn't think I'd get any halfway here. This is, luck is a combination of being prepared and being skilled, and I was lucky enough to have a family and some friends that fostered my desire to like learn how to act and play pretend. And I love video games and I love anime, and it just kind of came together like that.
Well, I believe that definition of luck is true for you, but I don't know if it's true for me, because I feel lucky to have had you as a guest today on Best Interview Ever, and skilled, prepared. We'll see. We'll see. Drew?
You're getting there.
Okay.
You won't be alone forever, Drew. I promise.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
Both of you single?
I got a dog at home, so.
And I live in a very densely populated town.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so, plenty of fish, as they say. John, is there anything you'd like to plug before we let you go?
We got our graphic novel is going to come out next year. Come hang out with me on stream, twitch.tv/alphaaniki. And you can just look up Jonah Scott on Google and find me on social media. You'll see all of the stuff that I'm in when I get to announce it, because half the stuff I'm in right now hasn't even been announced.
Ooh, that's giving NDA. But don't click more than 3 different links.
3 clicks, that's all you get.
Yeah, that's all you get when you Google Jonah Scott. Jonah, thanks so much for coming by.
Thank you so much, man.
Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. We got wipes? Let's give us some wipes.
Let's clean this face.
Woo! All right. That was great, man. Holy crap. That was great. That was one of the best interviews I've ever had.